If you're going to Turkey, I encourage you to add Kusadasi to your list of places to visit. I have 5 tips for you along with some things for you to do while you're visiting Kusadasi. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Welcome back. This is Tierra Querida. The first thing that I have for you is to bring small bills. The currency used is lira, or you can also use euros to pay for things like a taxi. I recommend the lira currency in small bills for things like coffee, water, or snacks. The second tip that I have for you is that there is no public restroom, so you will also need some of that small lira currency to pay for the ability to use the restroom. One thing that I learned while in Kusadasi is that the people are hustlers. So don't be afraid to hustle and negotiate the prices, especially on things like taxis. I heard some taxi drivers trying to charge some people like 30 euros. And then I heard one other taxi driver charging as high as 90. So definitely negotiate in euro prices so you can get the best deal. If you are using a taxi driver to take you to Ephesus, I do want to warn you that your taxi driver might want to make a little pit stop to their buddy's little gift shop, and the said buddy will try to get you to purchase some goodies to take back home. And, of course, they'll try to get you to buy a bunch of stuff. Do not feel pressure to buy everything that they have you try or show you around. I bought just like 2 or 3 things, and they were definitely trying to get me to buy more things, but you know what? I just said, no, I'm okay, thank you. This is all I want, and that was that. Your taxi driver may also want you to stop at many of the leather shops for handbags or other leather goods. I was asked multiple times, and I just kind of said, no, thank you. I just want to go to Ephesus, and I am good with that. So yeah, just don't be afraid to say no. If you don't buy your Ephesus tickets ahead of time online, you can buy them in person, but do bring lira with you because they don't really take card. They have the card option, but they will probably say it doesn't work. So just go ahead and bring some small bills and pay in lira. If your primary language is English or Spanish or a mix of both, you'll be just fine. I did find myself talking to Spanish with some people and then English with other people. A lot of the people speak 2 to 3 languages, so you'll be just fine if you speak one or the other. All right, before we move on to the places you can visit while you are in Kusadasi, I want to remind you to subscribe and like this video and share it if you are planning to visit Kusadasi. All right, so now to the things that you can do while you are in Kusadasi, which is probably what you're here for. The first thing that you want to do is head over to the Kusadasi Castle. That is a free entry and you can walk around and explore the castle. You cannot go in, but it is really cool to go and walk around the perimeter and kind of see what it was like at the time. There is a lot of stray dogs walking around, but if they have the little chip thing on their ear, that means that they are microchipped and they have their vaccinations, and so you don't need to worry about rabies or things like that. As I was exploring, some of the dogs kind of followed me from the port to the castle and gave me a grand tour, and they were, gentle dogs. They're playful and they looked really happy. We actually even had one of the dogs photobomb. I'll put a picture here. They were super sweet dogs, and I petted them. Maybe I shouldn't have, I don't know, but they seemed like they were good dogs and just living their best life. Right off the port, there is a beach you can kind of hang out at, or you can visit one of their other beaches. There's quite a few of them, so there will be plenty of options for you to go and explore. Before you head to Ephesus, make sure to stop and grab a cup of coffee or cup of tea from the vendors and hang out and just relax for a moment before you head over, because you will be doing a lot of walking and a lot of exploring. Also, on that note, I would encourage you to get a water bottle or 2, especially if you're going during the hot weather months. All right, to get to Ephesus, you will probably need to grab a taxi from there. Again, negotiate prices, and you can actually start at maybe like 30 euros when you're negotiating with them, and that should be enough to get you there and back. probably pay no more than like 60 euros. I think that's a fair price, but it's up to you on what you are willing to pay. While I was out walking around and exploring, without intentionally doing it, I ended up joining a group tour. The group leader was kind of chatting it up with us, asking us where we were from and all that good stuff. And he just said, join my group and we'll teach you a thing or two. It was kind of towards the end of the tour, but it was still cool to learn a thing or two with that specific group. Like with most historical sites, I encourage you to set aside 2 to 3 hours to make sure you are giving yourself enough time to explore and soak in all the history that is there. And, you don't have to rush yourself as you are exploring. If you have time, I would probably say go to the cave zoos and explore that. That looked really fun. Fortunately, I only had about 5 hours to explore the Kusadasi city, so I couldn't make it. But yeah, that was one of the things that looked pretty interesting. And also, if you come with the family, there's quite a few water parks that looked really neat. So if you have that time and you're with family, or if it's just you and you want to go to a water park, I would highly encourage you to do that. It looks like a lot of fun. The last thing I encourage you to do if you are there within a limited amount of time, I would say, is to go and check out the shopping center. There's a lot of cool stuff there. I do wish I could have brought back a rug. They have a lot of really cool rugs and a lot of other little gifts that you can bring back to your friends and family if you're interested. Overall, I found the people to be welcoming and kind, so I would highly encourage you to add Kusadasi to your list of places to visit in Turkey if you haven't already. All right, that is all for today. I hope you come back for more informational video of different places that I visit around Washington State and other places in the world. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.